Welcome to The Bottom Line. I'm Boots Boswell, your host. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate it. Let's talk about the 3 rappers recently found dead in an abandoned building in Detroit. Michigan State Police have confirmed the cause of death of 3 men whose bodies were in Highland Park. Armani Kelly, Dante Whitaker, and Montoya Givens were found late last week after being in the basement of an abandoned building as they had vanished a few weeks earlier. All I want to know is where he is at so I can lay him to rest, said Lori Kemp, who is Kelly's mother. The rapper, who went missing the week of January 21st when they were on their way to perform at Lounge 31 in Detroit, only never to be heard from again, according to news sources. On Thursday, February 2nd, police discovered 3 bodies concealed under debris inside a boarded-up apartment building in Highland Park. Police said Kelly and his 2 friends, Whitaker and Givens, died from multiple gunshot wounds. It looks like they were killed upstairs and then dumped in the basement, said Michigan State Police. See, the thing about Detroit, which as a child, I spent many summers there. Shout out to the Big D. Got a lot of family live in Detroit. See, Detroit, the Midwest area in general, used to be extremely thriving financially because of the automotive industry. And those that know about the automotive industry know that Detroit is the largest manufacturing hub in the United States. Used to be across the world. Don't know those statistics now. But when all the downsizing and exporting of jobs from the U.S. occurred, Detroit, along with my hometown, because we were number 2 largest manufacturer of automotive in Ohio, a lot of people lost their jobs. And Detroit and Dayton, Ohio area has been on a downward spiral ever since. So you have a lot of abandoned buildings, and there's been a major crisis in the Detroit area because a lot of bodies have been found in abandoned homes, which it's not like you have a small section of abandoned homes. There's a lot of them. And that's due to General Motors and the other big 3, used to be big 3. Toyota is in the top now, but started moving work to Mexico and to other countries. It's unfortunate that these gentlemen's lives was lost, obviously, but people have to really start to get a true understanding of where we are as a society of today. See, the old way is gone. The internet, social media platforms have changed the dynamics and the mentality of the average person. These millennials and Gen X generations have a totally different mentality than people that were born pre-cyberspace. It's not going to get any better because their brains are wired different. They think, they move, they execute differently, and it's an epidemic that we need to understand so that we can help nurture people back to normalcy. Got 3 dead rappers, I remember the day where killings, was just like horrifying. And not that they're not horrifying now, but the impact, the shock level of it, is just not there. It's a part of normalcy, normal everyday activities, unfortunately. But they have people in custody. And one of those people, not shockingly, is a 15-year-old young man that they caught a hold of. It's younger and younger. According to news sources, they had uncovered new information as 3 people are now in custody, and Warren police have arrested a 15-year-old for having the stolen vehicle of Kelly. So 15-year-old had Kelly's vehicle. We know investigators had another suspect who had his cell phone tracked to a home near the apartment building in Highland Park. At that home, a suspect was taken into custody, and police continued to track the same phone all the way to Knoxville, Tennessee, where the man police were looking for was arrested. So they had one suspect that they identified, and in the process, they picked up 2 more. The 15-year-old knucklehead that was driving one of the victims, Kelly, the light-skinned gas car, and they tracked the phone to a home and picked up somebody else. And then they made their way down to Tennessee to get the one that they had initially identified. It's a shame where we at, folks. But this is our reality. And we're so quick to gravitate towards the negative. I think we need to change the narrative on what we speak about. We have to stay current and educated about these matters of what's currently happening off in these streets. That's the bottom line. You got to know so you can stay prepared and aware. But to de-escalate the notoriety, the attention, we need to bring forth things of much more importance, and that's getting real and heal, living in a healthy, authentic state of mind and physical being. There's a lot of toxicity in these streets, and that's the bottom line when it comes to Boost Boswell. What are your thoughts? Meet me in the comments and let's talk about it.